And now on to the use of Splunk and the general use for it.
Also, make sure to download the .dmg for a MacBook. Like you said, you're going to use your command line, the terminal, to actually log in and use the credentials. And on the Splunk website, which is when you search up localhost 800, it's going to find it, and you're going to have to re-input the login info. Okay. So agenda, today we're going to introduce what is Splunk, the key features and use cases. Then we're going to do a hands-on demo, loading Splunk with files from Splunk and data from Splunk, and also create your own data, perform basic searching and filtering, and also making a dashboard, and wrapping up with questions. So what is Splunk? Splunk is a tool used to collect, monitor, and visualize machine data. Basically, it makes it way easier to actually understand machine data because it's like just a chunk of data. And Splunk actually helps like show the date when it was created, keywords, and you can actually search those keywords, which makes it very easy and understandable. Now, what do you want to understand machine data and Splunk? Well, it helps us to actually analyze what is happening. So this can help us to improve the customer experience overall by seeing what is wrong and what is actually working. We can detect like security threats early on with setting up alerts. Splunk has alerts built in, and you can set like reminders. Oh, if it's passing this amount of errors, alert me so that I can fix it. You can also improve machine functionality. Overall, I mean, the more errors you can fix, the better the performance and the max output from the machine. So yeah. So Splunk basically has the three steps. First, actually, it's like four. Well, logs. What are logs? Logs are basically like events. Basically, any type of data that comes from like applications or the web, like APIs and all. Those are all logs, and that gets inputted into the forwarders. So what do forwarders do? They collect this data and they send it to indexers. Now, indexers is a very important step because this actually stores the data, and because data is actually just a chunk of a bunch of information. And what indexers do, it breaks apart this data into actual like individual events, like a time, whatever, date, etc. And this actually helps us to search it. So we can search this time, we can search this date, we can search errors. All this is due to the indexers converting this raw data into individual pieces. Now, Splunk features. So like I said, search and indexing. Now, Splunk uses search processing language. I'll explain more while we do the demo, but this is what it uses we do the search with. And it's very important because searching basically highlights like keywords and things like that from the data that we've analyzed. Dashboards are a great tool because they help us visualize what the data is doing. Like we can notice trends and all with bar graphs, line graphs, etc. Alerts, very important. I mean, alerts, like I said before, they help us to reduce this risk of something bad happening and preventing something bad happening to a user. And noticing this early is a very important thing. Now, we can, like I said, we can analyze these trends. So with the dashboard, like graphs and all, so overall, we can predict things like machines and machine learning. So it's very important. Integration, this also works with cloud databases and third-party apps. Okay, we already gone. What else? So sad. So this is a basic sample data. You can kind of tell it has the time, it has the host, the source type, basic things. And from that, this was all generated because of the indexers that transform this data into clumps of individual parts. And you can search for it. So basically here, I searched error and it pops up every error in my data and it highlights it. So it's very easy to notice where the errors are and how you can fix it. Dashboard, like I said, it's a perfect visual tool because you can notice trends and what is working, when is it working, and how you can fix it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. Alerts, very important thing. Like I said, you can notice when something bad's happening. Yeah. Okay. So now we can go to demo.
Yeah. Wait.
Okay. So first we're gonna do some sample data. Okay, first we're actually gonna load in some sample data from the internal of Splunk. So this basically you go to your home page right here, and you're gonna click search and reporting. Okay, it should show you all this. Now you want to go to the search bar and you're gonna type in index equals internal. And then you can press enter. Now, oh wait, index, oh shoot, my bad. Index equals underscore internal. So now you can see it shows up a bunch of data. So now what does this actually mean? Index equals, basically this means it's like a query, basically retrieves at this index the internal data /logs from Splunk. So we can see all the data internally from Splunk. We can see the source type, the host, and you can also put it as raw data, like without even the indexers you doing anything. You can just see like how like messy it is. So you can show the list, you can show as tables. It's very cool. Now to actually do your own data. So we're gonna click back to the homepage, click on Splunk Enterprise if you download that. And so here, if you go back to the docs we shared on Discord, you can see under the load sample data, we have some instructions. So like copy and paste this very minimal but efficient data. You can go to Excel or Notepad, whichever one you want to use. Let's make actually one. And then just paste it to this first column. So it's right there. Now this is a very important step to save it. So to save it, you go to File, whatever, Save, and however you want to save it. I'm going to name it Splunk Workshop 2025. And this is the very important part. This is your source type. So Splunk is going to recognize this as your source type. I'm going to choose CSV, but you got to remember this one. Press save. Okay, now we go back to Splunk. Here. We go, remember, to the home page, and here you're going to click add data. You're going to choose, there's a lot of ways to add data in the cloud, networking, etc. But we're going to choose upload data. Now you're going to select the file and so wherever you saved it and successfully uploaded. Now I go to next, and this is important stuff. So you know that it's successfully added it because you can see 3:25, 10 a.m., whatever, it shows my data. And if you go back to Splunk, you can see it has the exact data I have from the Excel spreadsheet. Now you got to make sure the source type's correct. So if you didn't save it as a CSV, you gotta rename it to whatever source type you actually saved it as. And then you're gonna go to next. Here, the host, you can just keep it as constant value. Based on your name, your index, you can choose whichever index you want. I'm just gonna leave it as default. And then this shows you the review of what you actually did. So it seems correct for me. I'm gonna submit it. Okay, it successfully did it. Now I'm gonna start searching. You can see I have my data. You can see the raw data here, like before, table, etc. Okay. So now let's do some searching operations. So if I type in just error, remember that one file said error, and I can go to raw data, and you remember it highlights the error whenever you search that. And the other one's not there, so if I deleted it, it shows both of them. Very powerful tool. So now, okay, now we successfully done our data. I'm gonna go back to the index internal because it has way more data. I'm gonna explain some searching commands they can do. So, like I said, it uses search processing language, and a very important tool is this, the vertical line, which is a pipe. This actually chains together commands. So what does that mean? Let me type in real quick something. Stat count source type. So you can see here are a bunch of source types and their counts. So basically what this pipe does, you get all the data or whatever from the internal of Splunk. And then this, it goes from left to right, and this becomes the input of this next command. So whatever this data is, you can do stats count by source types. Basically, it's going to count the amount of data that's actually in those source types. So you can see it's right there, all the counts. You can also add another one. Let me say sort minus count. This is going to show the counts in decreasing order. You can see 7,000 highest, whatever. And then the lowest is 12. Now remember, this, the counts are the input of this next command, and then it sorts it. You can also sort the time. So let me go back to just this. You can sort whatever, like 5-minute window. So this is all the data that came from 5 minutes ago. It's a lot of data. Okay. Okay, another powerful tool is a wildcard. So what is the wildcard? So for example, I'll put fail, asterisk, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna show me every message that starts with fail. So failure, failed, etc. So we can see. Oh, let me get rid of this 5 minutes ago. Can see fail, failed, anything with the words that start with fail. What you can also do asterisk fail. So what it's going to do, it's actually going to show up any word that end with fail. So whatever internal fail, whatever download fail. So it shows me any word that ends with fail. So it's a pretty cool tool also. And in our docs, we actually have a ton of we have some example commands that you can actually do. You can pick time, yeah. And this is a documentation of commands that Splunk has, and you can just look through it and like make your own command search and try it out. Yeah. So now we're gonna move on to the dashboard.
Okay. Okay, so now we go back to the index internal. So we have our data, right? And we want to visualize this data. So we're gonna save as new dashboard, and we'll type in the title and description. I will say like Splunk dashboard. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna do with classic dashboard, and I'm gonna save. Okay. And now we have dashboard, right? And we can edit this dashboard. First, I want to visualize this by adding charts. So I can do add panel and new, and here you can have like all the options that you can do to visualize your data. For example, I can do a line chart. I can type in index, both internal, source type. Yeah. So this will just create a new visualization for your data. So you can see line count, right? Line count 1. Because it's just for the file source type I just type in, which is Mongo OD. So there's only one line of that. But for example, if I add panel, new line chart, something like internal, wait, um, index, yeah, that. Yeah, you can see all of these. So these are all data that we have seen up here, but just in charts. We can also do different kind of visualization, like a pie chart or an area, or just, yeah. So that's a cool thing about Splunk, that there's so much variety to visualization that you can do, that it can just process any type data that you put in. Okay, now on to alerts.
I can do it.
Yeah. Now on to the alerts.
So remember, the alerts only come with the enterprise version, and yeah, it's a 60-day trial. So just remember to cancel it. So you're gonna go back to search and reporting, and type in again index. We're gonna use their internal data again, and search it up. Okay. Now you're gonna click save as, and you're gonna click alert. So like I said, alerts notify you based on what conditions you put. So what were we gonna title this? Whatever, alert error, whatever. Description, permission. So you can anyone with the app, you can share the permission to a private, whatever. Scheduled. So basically, scheduled every time you pick like one day of the week or whatever, whichever time, and it's gonna pop up an alert if there's any errors or anything that's happening. Real time just goes right away, and it shows your alerts right away. So we can just press schedule whatever on Monday, whatever expired. Can check time. Could be seconds, minutes, hours, days, but whichever you want. So here you can, for the trigger alert when, you can number of hosts. So basically, based on the number of the hosts, whatever it's whatever you want to do, basically, kind of free. And then you could put like greater, less than, equal to. So yeah, it's really based on what you want. I mean, I'm just put 10, whatever. And it triggers for each result greater than 10, or it only alerts me once when it's greater than 10. I can add actions like alerts, basically gonna show me the alert on the bell, whatever. And yeah, whichever one you want to choose. So I mean, I'm just gonna click that. So based on this level, it's gonna, like, if this is an emergency, you should put high. Like if you really want to get notified directly, and yeah, you should probably put high and whatever. I'm gonna choose medium. I don't know. And then you're gonna save it. Um, yeah, I'm pretty sure you do have to get search. Basically, it's saying after your trial is not gonna run. So, and then you can do view alert, and you can see I created my alert right here. So it's a very simple but powerful tool, and yeah. So does anyone have any questions about the workshop or anything about Splunk in general, or setup or whatever? Yeah.
Uh, I tried making an account, but it didn't let me.
Okay. You're on the Windows?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so like I have the same issue because I'm also on Windows. So the thing they do is that they will send you a confirmation email so that you can activate an account and then log in. Then you can download the file. But on Mac, I think they'll let you do it right away. So I think it's just a Windows thing. It's gonna take like 24 hours or something. Oh, okay.
So yeah. Did you fill out like all the whatever company?
Yeah, and then I did verify email. It's like expired, like, and it was literally 1 minute after I got the email. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm not sure. The Mac version worked for me right away, so I'm not sure if the Windows takes a bit long. Let me see.
So it takes 24 hours to get the window. Yeah. Or in that case, we have the entire workshop recorded, but we have like an instruction document as well. So I guess we'll just have to watch it then. You want to follow along? Okay, thank you. Sure. Any other questions? Like what kind of like anomalies are common to see in these logs? Or does it just depend on the weird? Sorry, can you ask again? Like what kind of like anomalies in the log data is common to see? Oh, like, anomalies in the log data. Um,
Um, I'm not too sure. I haven't actually like worked too much on it. I'm guessing. Sure.
I think like normally anomalies are just um the reason why you create alerts in the first place. For example, when you create an app on Splunk, right? And then you do like a login interface and backend, and then someone tries to log in but failed and multiple times, and it's gonna like create an alert for you so that anything like an attack on your app or something like someone's trying to hack into your database, it's gonna alert you. And I think that's the only anomaly is that they're just trying to keep your database and your app safe from any hacking or tagging or any injections.
Before you go, just make sure you sign in the QR code if you haven't already. We'll continue questions, but I just want to mention tomorrow's workshop. It's gonna be a bit later. It's at 7:30. It's at CSE E220, I believe. So that's in the CSE building right by Marston. Like I said before, if you guys just came late or anything, we have a Microsoft software engineer coming to speak. I don't think we have pizza for that workshop as well, unfortunately, but yeah, definitely stop by. All of our updates are gonna be on the Discord. Yeah, any other questions? For sure. See you. If you have any other questions, you could just DM us on Discord and we'll try to get those answered. But for those of you who aren't able to get everything running now, we should have the recording posted up right after the workshop. So yeah, thank you for coming. Yeah. Thank you guys for participating.